the light body and manifest as the Nijavatara, the physical form, and for all of us to experience Paramashiva. So you can see the various dimensions of Paramashiva being manifested through the Nijavatara. So Devi Parashakti expresses her being through Rajarajeshwari and manifests as a Nijavatara, the physical form, Devi Meenakshi. So the Archavatara reflects the consciousness and manifestation of the superconscious energy. But we are not mature enough to receive the higher level experiences from the Archavatara directly. And that is why the avatar comes down to bridge that gap and create the experience of superconscious energy in all of us. And Bhavaswadi Darshan awakens your Kundalini Shakti, which is the latent potential energy in every human being. And it visibly slows down the aging process and improves the immunity to diseases. During the darshan, the whole brain comes alive and we start mirroring the neurons of the avatar. Mirror neurons are specific neurons that get activated when we see something, and our body, either silently or actively, recreates what is happening in front of us, and we start experiencing the superconscious energy that is radiated by the avatar. And Akashic readings is not a prediction, it is reading from the cosmic archives. Beyond space, creation and destruction happen simultaneously. In dimension of time stands the past, present, and future. Because the Akashic readings are stored in Akasha, the space dimension, there is no past, present, and future. That is why what you call as happening, or yet to happen are clearly recorded on the. So who is the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism? Swamiji, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is the reviver of Kailasa, the ancient enlightened Hindu civilizational nation. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the 1008th incarnation of Paramashiva as per Hinduism, recognized by his predecessors who are enlightened masters and adepts. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has made the science of power manifestation, yoga, and temple-based universities a lifestyle for humanity. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is ordained as the 233rd Guru Mahasanidhanam of the Kanchi Kailasha Sarvajnapeetham, the Tondai Mandala Adinam, and is the incumbent emperor of the Suryavamsa Sarangi Samrajya, and is the present 293rd Guru Mahasanidhanam of the Kailas Onata Shyamala Pita Sarvajnapeetham, the Madurai Adinam. And Swamiji is the present Mahamandaleshwar of the Mahanirvani Akhada, which is the largest apex monastic order. Swamiji is also the 1008th Acharya Mahamandaleshwar of the Atal Akhada, which is also one of the ancient apex bodies of Hinduism, and is the present 23rd Guru Mahasanidhanam of the Dharma Mukti Swargapuram. And Swamiji is elected as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism by a congregation of over 1,000 Hindu leaders and pontiffs. And Swamiji is revered as a teacher of Hinduism, the most prolific, most viewed, read, and watched. Authored 300 books, 10,000 articles in 3 languages, English, Tamil, and Sanskrit, which is translated into 50 languages with over 1,000 titles. And over 20 million copies of books and articles are sold, read, and downloaded. And Swamiji has given over 10,000 hours of discourses. Swamiji has enriched 1 billion lives digitally and is respected as the commentator of all the sacred scriptures, such as the Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita, the Shiva Sutras, the Brahma Sutras, the Yoga Sutras, the Ashtavakra Gita, the Jaina Sutras, and much, much more. So, Swamiji is also honored as the leader of Hinduism, the most awarded internationally recognized Hindu leader. And Swamiji has revived the 108 ancient Hindu sampradayas, including the Rudras, the Rudrakanyas, the Rishikas, and the Rishis, the Bhairavas, the Bhairavis, and the Sannyasa Sampradaya. Swamiji is the establisher of the largest Hindu university, the Kailasa Nithyananda Hindu University in the world, with satellite campuses in 160 countries. and the establisher of 1,000+ Kailasa enlightenment ecosystems. Swamiji is founder and reviver of over 100 Sadhana and the collector of the largest Hindu library with over 1 million books, 1 million palm scriptures, and over 20 million digital books. Yes. And let us understand how we start manifesting these extraordinary Shaktis and how we get initiated by that through Diksha. Diksha is the direct transfer of spiritual energy by an avatar through a word, look, or touch, which destroys the ignorance of the initiate or the disciple. We'll be learning more about the science of Diksha in the further sessions. Let us now move on to the demonstration of the extraordinary Shaktis of Paramashiva. And today, all of you are going to be witnessing the Balastham of the Nithyananda Gurukul, demonstrating these extraordinary Shaktis to all of you, and will be manifesting these powers for you. So, let us now move on to the demonstration. Before we start, let us understand what are Shaktis. Shaktis in the Vedagamas, source scriptures of Hinduism, Paramashiva reveals in elaborate detail that every human being is hardwired to be able to manifest these 463 plus extraordinary Shaktis. Paramashiva beautifully reveals that just with the cognition that you are the divine and that you need to manifest the divine, you can just with the cognition that you are the divine and you need to manifest the divine, you can manifest these extraordinary Shaktis, and not that you are a man and you need to reach the divine. So, let us see the fundamental difference between Shaktis and Siddhis. Yes. So let's continue. Shaktis are the powers which manifest through high integrity with the divine, and as a side of integrity, Shaktis are the source of enlightenment. Siddhis are the powers that manifest from tapas or penance for enlightenment. Siddhis are on the path of enlightenment. Shaktis are the powers which express to ordinary human beings in extraordinary ways, just with initiation from the avatar, and Shaktis are permanent. Siddhis, whereas, are not permanent, and they may divert you from enlightenment. So let us learn who is the source of all the Shaktis. Who initiates us into all this? Paramashiva is the primordial divinity in Hinduism, the ultimate reality and cause, which is self-effulgent, Swayam Prakasha, all-pervading, unchanging beyond time, space, form, and causality. As the fundamental base of Avyakta, the unmanifest, and Vyakta, the manifest existence, he performs the Panchakritya, the 5 cosmic acts of Srishti, creation, Sthiti, sovereign rulership and maintenance, Samhara, rejuvenation, Prabhava, pulling out of delusion, and Anugraha, liberating grace for all living entities. And let us see how this science of power manifestation is authenticated through the 4 aspects of evidences or pramanas. So there are 4 ways that we authenticate this science of power manifestation. The first is the Shastra Pramana, which is the scriptural reference from the source scriptures of Hinduism, like the Vedas and the Agamas. And next is the Apta Pramana, which is the experiences of Aptas or the authorities of Hinduism, Vedic rishis and scientists who have time tested and verified this explanation. And third is the Atma Pramana, or the account of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. This millennium's avatar's personal experience of power manifestation. And last is the Pratyaksha Pramana, the empirical evidence from observation and scientific experimentation. And let us now see the Shastra Pramana, which is the scriptural reference from the Vijnana Tantra for the power of spirit. कपालान्तर्मनोन्यसा तिष्ठन्मीलितलोचनः क्रमेण मनसोदार्द्यात् लक्ष्ये लक्ष्यमुत्तमम्. Translation goes, by fixing the mind on the inner space within the crown center and sitting stably without any movement, having the eyes closed in succession, by that stability of the mind and inner space, through the power of the third eye, one directly sees the ultimate goal, Lakshyam.
Yes, so we'll be looking to the meaning of the Shastra Privada. By fixing the mind on the inner space within the crown center and sitting stably without any movement, having the eyes closed in succession, by the stability of the mind and inner space, through the power of the third eye, one directly sees the ultimate goal, Laksham, by having the vision beyond the sight that reveals any object or place, attaining the space of oneness with the source, Paramashiva. The next is the After Pramana. So this After Pramana is taken from 5,000 years ago, in the very own life of Bhagavan Sri Krishna, where in the Hindu Purana Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Sri Krishna initiates Arjuna and the power of third eye to behold Sri Krishna's Vishwarupa Darshan, which is his own cosmic form. So the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, which is the Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga, which contains the description of Bhagavan Sri Krishna's cosmic form, is completely narrated by Arjuna as he sees Bhagavan Sri Krishna through the Veda. So this is the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, verse 2. Natu mam shakyase drashtum anenaiva sa chakshusha divyam dadami te chakshuhu pashyame yogameshwaram. The translation goes, but you cannot see my cosmic form with these physical eyes of yours. Therefore I grant you the divine third eye. Behold my cosmic opulence. The next is the Artha Pramana. So now we'll be hearing directly from Swamiji on his experience on the power of prayer. What is going on? Yes, sorry for a technical glitch.
Inside and outside broke. The first experience is that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360 degree, 10 direction, below me, everything. I realized not only I was able to see, I was able to feel, experience. I felt that the skin of the stone on rock on which I was sitting and the skin of this body both carry me equally. In both I exist equally.
Yes, so the next is the Pratyaksh Pramana, which is the empirical evidence, the scientific experimentation done on the science of consciousness. So the study measures compares metabolic cell activity of the brain in conscious and meditative states of the twilight using the positron emission tomography, the PET. So when Swamiji was doing the daily activities, high activity is measured in the brain while the third is repeated, and when is in deep state of samadhi, only the third eye region is active and alive, and almost 90% of the brain is at rest and peace. So let us now witness a live Sakshi Pramana for the power of third eye reading done by the Balsan of the Nithyananda Guru after a short break.
So along with me is Maniktu Vidajananda, who is 16 years old, and she is a Balasan of the Nithyananda Gurukul. She is going to be demonstrating this extraordinary Shakti to all of you now. Along with me, I have the medically tested eye band. You can see in front is a complete opaque sheet, and behind is a thick sponge, and there's no gap between the sponge and the opaque sheet, and there's no possible way of light entering through this eye band. So this is the eye band I'll be placing on Mavirija's eyes now. All of you can see I've opened the eye band in front of all of you. There's no change to the eye band. I'm just placing it directly on your eyes. Yes. Mavirija, are you comfortable?
Yes.
Yes. Now I request the YouTube comments to be projected.
So those are the viewers who was watching us live right now. If you want your comment to be read by the third eye, you can comment on our YouTube channel or on our Facebook channel. Our YouTube channel is Kailasa's HDH Nithyananda YouTube channel or Kailasa's JGM HDH JGM Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam Facebook channel. And we'll be reading your comments live from there.
Yes, I request the YouTube comments to be scrolled down now. I request the YouTube comments to be scrolled a little more down.
Yes, so the first comment in Kailasa's HDH Nithyananda Paramashivam YouTube channel is none other than Mahajalandhar Satyananda has posted mind-blowing, heart-expanding, soul-fulfilling darshan this morning, and an exclamation mark. Yes, ma, it was a wonderful Sundareshwar Peruman darshan. Yeah, all of us have enjoyed it. It was a
Yes.
nice morning even for us also. Yes.
Amazing.
Like
How-
right after puja, we had the darshan, so it was such a nice experience too.
Yes, how Chakkanatha, Sundareshwara Paramashiva has come down and graced us and has given us the initiation. How 2 hours continuously
Yeah.
Chakkanatha was sitting there gracing us and blessing us with his darshan. So amazing. As Mahajalendra Nithyananda has posted, it is definitely indeed a heart expanding darshan which we had today morning.
Yeah. Actually, the soul expanding, not just now. Yes, so after my challenges posted Nithyananda, a lovely emoji of purple color heart and namaskar emoji. And after my Mahajala Nanda has again posted Nityananda Yoga Pran, Nityananda Virija, two a sparkly heart, purple color heart, a sparkly heart, just pink in color. Yes, Nityananda Mahajala Nityananda, you are our, how to say,
Everyday customer. Anyone else wants to witness this extraordinary demonstration of the power of third eye, go ahead, post your comments in the Kailasa's HDH Nithyananda YouTube channel, and you can witness how Ma Virija, with her eyeband, as if there is nothing unusual. She is so confidently, fluently being able to read, interact, and being able to comment with her third eye. Amazing. And that was a beautiful, extraordinary demonstration of the power of third eye. I'll be removing the eyeband of Margarita. All of you can see the eyeband is completely intact. There's no difference with the eyeband. You can see Margarita is still adjusting to the light as she had just removed the eyeband. And so that means her eyes were completely closed inside and she was able to read through her third eye. Amazing. Yes. So I request all of you to stay tuned. We'll be a body scanning right after a short.
Yes, so the power of body scanning is where the initiated disciple of Swamiji will have the ability to scan the illnesses, diseases, medically diagnose issues, and provide the best, easiest, and quickest solution through that awakened theory. So let us now listen to the Shastra Pramana for the power of body scanning, which comes from the Vijnana Bhavatantra, Sutra 54. स्वदेहे जगतो वापि सूक्ष्म सूक्ष्मतराणि च तत्त्वानि यानि निलयम् यात्वान्ते व्यज्यते परा. The translation goes, cognize deeply from the subtle to the subtlest, constitute the principle of your whole body, Swadeha, or of the whole universe simultaneously, consists of the essential reality. They are being absorbed in the source called Paramashiva. By the experience of successful awareness, one becomes complete from all thoughts, and the ultimate universe divine power, Paradevi, Parashakti is revealed, and the supreme power manifestation happens. And the next is the Aptapramana. The reference, the rishis, their experience of the power of body scanning, which is more than 10,000 years ago, from the very own life of a Siddha named Teraya.
So the Apsa Pramana is from the life of a Siddha named Teraya. Teraya was a Siddha and one of the prominent disciples of Agastya. One day, a man suffering from a severe headache comes to Agastya for healing, and Agastya uses the power of body scanning. We will Yes. And Agastya uses the power of body scanning and reveals that there is a small frog, a fairy, sitting in the person's brain. And he immediately instructs his disciple Xavier to use the power of body scanning and do the open head surgery. And Xavier uses this third eye and does the open head surgery successfully for the man, and the man gets completely healed. Thus, the disciple gained the name Xavier. The next is the Atma Pramana from the life of Swamiji, where Swamiji beautifully reveals, only when I had a multiple compound heart fracture was I forced to go for surgery and therefore for medical checkups immediately. At that time, they detected heavy metal quantity in my different organs, and it was revealed that I had been poisoned without our knowledge. I made it to use diagnostic methods instead of medical facilities to study the body conditions due to the poisoning. Through body scanning, I found out what the problems and imbalances would happen and where the balance had to be done. I used allopathy as a second opinion to verify my case. And let us now witness the live Sakshi Pramana from being manifested by the Balasams of the Nithyananda Guru. We'll be right back after a short break. Yes. I'm back with the Balasams of the Nithyananda Gurukul, Maniti Brahmayogananda and Masoni, who are extraordinary power manifestors and who will be demonstrating this power of body scanning to all of you now. Anyone who wants a body scanning, please go ahead and request. Okay. Maniti Maheshwarayananda has posted. I would like to request a body scanning from fellow devotee Rohit Sankla for his ear infection and hearing loss problem. I have his permission and he is watching me. Yes. Maniti Maheshwarayananda surely will be doing a body scanning for Rohit Sankla. Ma Brahmayoga, please go ahead and do the body scanning. Ma Celine G has posted, can I have a body scanning for a friend, Clara Kareem? She has agreed. And for my incompletion with school and study. Yes, Ma surely will be doing a body scanning for your friend, Ma Clara. Ma Soni, please go ahead and do the body scanning for Ma Clara Kareem. Okay. So, Ma Mahajalandhar Nithyananda has posted. My husband and I are having many challenges with our relationship. We are in different countries. Please can Paramashiva share more and give the solution for our sad situation. Yes, Ma, surely you can ask this question to Devi Parashakti. Devi Parashakti herself is gracing us at 8 o'clock PM IST and 7:30 AM PT. And you can ask this question to Devi Parashakti herself, and Devi Parashakti will give the best solution for you.
Yes, I have done the body scanning for Maniti Maheshwarayananda for her fellow devotee Rohit Sankla, and for his ear infection, what he should do is he should take turmeric water and just wash his ear with it 3 times a day. He should wash his ear with turmeric water, and for him to get for his hearing loss, what he should do is he should start wearing the Sundaravadam, which is Rudraksha earring, which has 6 Rudrakshas on it. If he doesn't have the original Sundaravadams which is like made and sold in Adinam, then he can make any earrings with 6 Rudrakshas now, but he should immediately start wearing earrings with 6 Rudrakshas, and it will really help him in hearing. And for his infection, he should wash his ear with turmeric water 3 times a day. And Paramashiva also revealed that one more thing which will really help him is drinking neem juice every day. The moment he gets up, first thing he should do is drink 1 cup of neem juice. If he follows these suggestions, he'll really experience a lot of improvement in his ear infection and hearing loss.
Yes, that was a beautiful body scanning. I would just like to add on to the body scanning. Paramashiva just revealed to me that Rohitaya also has a lot of heat in his body, due to which the ear infection is coming. So he has to really detox, reduce toxins in the body, as Paramashiva did through my Brahma Yoga say, like drink neem juice every morning. So do the detoxing and reduce the heat in his body. That will really help with his ear infection. Masoni, you are ready? You can go ahead.
Nithyananda Paramashivam, I did the body scan for your friend Clara Freddy's, and Paramashiva revealed that her organs are literally failing out, like kidney and lungs are almost gone now. So Paramashiva then toxins in the body. So Paramashiva revealed the solution as to cleanse her body, just to align her spirituality and cleanse her body by clean her body by taking castor oil or neem juice in the morning, early in the morning, every morning with the time.
Okay. So this is a body scanning from our Clara Kari. And just to clarify, the Brahma Muhurta time is between 3 to 6 o'clock. So you can take the castor oil and do the spiritual routine in that time, as Paramashiva revealed through Masoni's. That was a beautiful body scanning. And we have to conclude this manifestation session now. If any one of you have not been able to get the body scanning due to the interest of time, you can definitely join back every day at 2 a.m. IST and 4 p.m. IST to get the live body scanning done by the Balasons of the Nithyananda Guru. So we thank all of you for joining with us, and please stay tuned for the upcoming segments where you will be learning about the divine feminine consciousness, who is Devi Parashakti, what are the Akashic feelings, what is the science of Disha, and much, much, much more. So please stay tuned for the upcoming segments. Thank you. We're going to be having Ma Madhura joining with us shortly.
Yes. Thank you, Ma Yoga Prana. Thank you, Ma Brahma Yoga, and thank you, Ma Soni. That was a great demonstration. Yes. So with that, we will now be moving to the next segment of this program, where we will be learning about the divine feminine consciousness, who is none other than Devi Parashakti herself. Yes, I request the NTV volunteer to project this next set of slides. So we'll be first looking at the Dhyana Shloka of Devi Parashakti, which comes from the Lalita Sahasranama. Dhyana Shloka. Sindhuraruna vigraham trinayana manikya mauli spurate taranayaka shekharam smitamukhim mapina vakshoruham panibhyam alipurna ratna chashakam raktotpalam bibratim Saumyam ratnagatastha rakta charanam dhyayet paramambikam. And the translation for this is, the Divine Mother is to be meditated upon as shining in a vermilion red body, with triple eyes, sporting a crown of rubies, studded with the crescent moon, a face all smiles, a splendid bust, one hand holding a jewel cup brimming with mead, and the other twirling a red lotus. And another Dhyana Shloka, which also comes from the Lalita Sahasranama Dhyana Shloka. Arunam karunam tarangatakshim dritapashankusha pushpabana chapam animadi viravritam ayukaihi rahamityeva vibhavaye bhavani. And the translation for this is, I meditate on the great Empress. She is red in color and her eyes are full of compassion. She holds the noose, the goad, the bow, and the flowery arrow in her hands. She is surrounded on all sides by powers such as Anima Ferez, and she is the self within me. And Devi Parashakti, the ultimate pure feminine consciousness, as the cosmic mother. It is her cosmic womb from which billions and billions of universes manifest, and it is the source where the Big Bang and black holes go on and on. And Parashakti is the source, the sure Shakti, the source energy, the source power, from which all of us came, in which all of us are in even now, and in which all of us are going to merge. And out of her extreme love and compassion, Devi Parashakti herself is manifesting through the embodied form as the Nijavatara of the supreme point of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam's Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, gracing us, answering all of our questions, attending to our prayers, giving boons, healing us, revealing our past, present, and future, delivering profound spiritual truths, and ultimately giving us the experience of Paramashivoham itself. And Devi Parashakti beautifully says, she introduces herself and tells, raising as Omkara, expressing as Vedas and Agamas, blossomed as Hrimkara, filled as Parashakti, living in 40 triangles, the Kailasha Swamini who is in Kailasha, Sri Purachintamani, Parashakti, sitting as part of Paramashiva, Parameshwari who rules the world, Paramashakti, Manonmani, Meenakshi, as Nithyananda, I took Nijavatara here, to give good boons to everyone, to bestow all goodness. Hiranyagarbha Swarupini, Brahmandayoni, Shami, Chandramauli, Rapala, Aparna, Uma, Parvati, Savitri, Navayavana, Samrajya Lakshmi, Parameshwari, Parashodasi, Meenakshi, taking the form of Nithyananda. I am blessing, listen people, to do good to all of you. I took the form of Nithyananda and came down as Nijavatara. And Devi Parashakti also reveals, saying, raising in Omkara, blossoming as Shiva, Shiva manifesting as source of existence, powers of existence, expression of existence, from the oneness of Om, blossoming into two as Prakriti and Purusha, blossoming as three Shaktis, Icha, Kriya and Jnana, growing as 4 Vedas, expanding as 5 Panchabhutas, beyond 6 chakras, filled as gotras of 7 rishis, expanding as 8 directions, existing as 9 grahas, blossoming as 10 indriyas, being as 11 rudras, created to bless every one of you. So that is what Devi Parashakti reveals about how she has come down to manifest in the embodied form of the supreme point of Hinduism. And now let's see how we can receive Devi Parashakti. So literally you are seeing Paramashiva and Parashakti at that moment when she is there on your screen. So always receive her very traditionally. You can keep 2 beet leaves, 1 betel nut, 1 banana, and a coin from the screen as you watch Devi Parashakti. And for those of you who might be wondering, what exactly is a coin considered as? What is its importance? Why is it kept? So in the Hindu tradition, a coin is actually considered additional dakshina as an offering to any god, and it is usually offered in all temples. So it can be the lowest value. In India, it can even be just a paise, and in the US, it can even be just a cent. Swami says, I'm not trying to monetize. Keep even 1 cent, it is okay. So for 100 days, if you have darshan, it will add up to $1. In India, even 1 paise is okay. And you can offer that to Devi Parashakti. And once the darshan is over, you can offer your salutations, offer your gratitude, and do namaskar. And eat the banana, the beet leaf, and the betel nut, taking it as prasadam immediately. And the coins that you collect, you can send it to the Los Angeles temple for the further procedures. And now some of you might be wondering, what exactly is this beet leaf and betel nut? How is it going to benefit you, whether it's physically, emotionally, mentally? How is it going to benefit you? So this beet leaf and betel nut may look too small, but in a few days, you will see how much it adds to your sentiment that really she is there. You will not take the Devi Darshan for granted. Rituals will break your monotonous unconscious mentality and lifestyle and remind you and raise you to the powerful cognitions. It will break your unconscious behavior. And to set up the tambulam, all of you can keep the betel nuts on top of the betel leaves, and then the banana and the coin. You can set all of this up on a plate and keep the plate in front of the screen. And these 4 items are the basic 4 items that are kept as part of the tambulam. But if you would like, you can also keep the other additional items such as a coconut, some glass bangles, some kumkum, turmeric, and some fresh flowers. So you can arrange all of it in a plate, keep it in front of the screen as you watch Devi Parashakti. And today, as we have the live Devi Parashakti Akashic readings, as we get ready for Devi Parashakti to come live for the darshan, all of you can take a few minutes to set up your tambulam, your receiving plate for Devi Parashakti, and when she comes for the darshan, you can receive her in a very traditional way. And with that, we come to a conclusion of this segment where we have learned who is Devi Parashakti and how we can receive Devi Parashakti when she comes for the darshan. And with that, we will now be moving to the further segments of this program where we will be learning what Devi Parashakti has revealed in the Akashic readings and how important it is for us to understand, internalize, and follow what Devi Parashakti has revealed. So please stay tuned, and we will be back after a really short break for the next segment of this program.
காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினிவில் உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எல்லா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி.
ஓம் 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 ஓம். காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினிவில் உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எல்லா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி, ஓம் காளி, ஓம் சக்தி.
Nithyanandam, welcome back, dear viewers. Now we will be entering into the next segment where we will understand some of the revelations made by Devi Parashakti for humanity. So, as we all know, and as we will get to experience again today, Devi Parashakti herself has been manifesting through the Nijavatara of the Supreme Pantra of Hinduism, continuously to answer our prayers, guide us, and to grant us boons. So if you would like to have any of your prayers or questions answered today, you can ask in the live comments below. Devi Parashakti will be manifesting today at 8 p.m. IST. So if you have any questions, boons that you would like answered, you are more than welcome to stay tuned and experience the live Parashakti Akashic reading and ask any of your questions in the comments below. So now we'll enter into this segment to understand some of the revelations made by Devi Parashakti for humanity during this Pralaya. So Devi has been continuously manifesting just for the sake of guiding us through this Pralaya and healing us and to ensure that we are protected, that our lives are safe during this time. So let us understand what Devi has revealed. We can go to the next slide, please. Let us understand the compassion of the avatar first. In the Guru Padaka Stotram, composed by Adi Shankaracharya, the very first verse describes how the Guru Padaka, the sacred feet of the Guru, is the boat that helps us cross the Ananta Samsara Samudra, the seemingly endless ocean of samsara or suffering. And the translation of this verse, salutations to the sandals of my Guru, which is a boat which helps me cross the endless ocean of life, which endows me with the sense of devotion to my Guru, and by worship of which I attain the dominion of renunciation. And many of us are feeling stuck in this same storming and raging ocean, unable to navigate ourselves and lost in the overwhelming vastness of the suffering that surrounds us during this Pralaya, this great deluge. Our loved ones are dying due to the pandemic. Our homes are being destroyed due to the natural disasters, and social institutions are crumbling around us. The whole humanity is in a desperate and dire need of hope. It is at that time that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, out of his love and compassion for humanity, having taken the spiritual responsibility for the super conscious breakthrough of humanity, is manifesting Devi Parashakti, the cosmic mother herself, and guiding and healing us through this whole pandemic, literally the boat that sails us through the Pralaya, the cosmic deluge. Devi Parashakti is herself manifesting through each and every one of our prayers, granting boons, healing us, manifesting miracles, removing all of our pain and suffering. And Devi has not just attended to us individually, but as a humanity as a whole. Devi has guided the whole of humanity in the form of profound, sacred spiritual truths of Sanatana Hindu Dharma, and as well as showing us the future regarding global issues, the ongoing pandemic, natural disasters such as fires, floods, and much more, and even the twisted human conspiracies and underground wars, which have not yet surfaced common knowledge. In this segment, we will be elaborating on the statistical, scientific, and scriptural references of each sacred revelation which has manifested precisely as the same guidance emerged from Devi Parashakti. For us, this is for us to imbibe deeply and start following as Devi Parashakti continues to protect us until this storm ends and we are safely harbored at the shores of our conscience. Let us first understand the revelations made by Devi Parashakti on the sea levels rising. This was made on the 19th of May, 2021. Let us first listen to Devi Parashakti's revelation.
ஓம் ஆண்ட்ரியாஸ் கல் மூன்றாம் உலகப் போரிலிருந்து தப்பிக்க எந்நாடு பாதுகாப்பென்று கேட்கின்றாய், கேட்டுக்கொள் சொல்வதை எல்லாம். மத்திய கிழக்கிலே போர், இந்தியாவில் கொரோனா கொடுந்தொற்று மற்றும் கடல் உயர் எழும்பல் எனும் மூன்றில் இருந்தும் காவல் கைலாசம் ஒன்றே. வாழ்விற்கு அதுவே நன்றே. முடிந்தால் வந்து சேர்ந்திடு. ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
So let us understand Devi Parashakti's revelations mapped into English. You are asking which country is safe to escape from Third World War. Listen to everything which is said. War in the Middle East, deadly corona in India, and rising sea levels. Protection from all of these three is one and only in Kailasa. Only it is good for life. If possible, come and reach Om, Om, Om. On the 19th of May, 2021, while answering the prayer of one of the devotees, Devi Parashakti, manifesting through the Supreme Concept of Hinduism, warned about the sea levels rising and the cascading effects of climate change crisis on humanity. And exactly as Devi revealed, the very next day, on the 20th of May, 2021, the biggest iceberg broke, which is 70 times the size of Manhattan, posing a huge threat to humanity, causing the sea levels to rise drastically. Let us now see the research about the sea level rising as per Devi Parashakti's revelation. So here is the article that was published just one day after when the iceberg broke off of an Antarctic shelf. So on the 20th of May, 2021, just one day after Devi Parashakti revealed that sea levels would rise. And scientists have already been predicting over the last several years that we are at a high risk for sea levels rising, even if we are able to curb our CO2 emissions and bring it to completely zero. We will still see sea levels rising within the next couple hundred years up to 4 meters. That is in a worst case scenario, but in a best case scenario, if we're able to curb all of our emissions to complete zero, we will still see sea levels rising up to 1 meter almost within the next few hundred years. So we already knew that the sea level rising is a very, think of the previous slide, please, is a serious threat for all of us, for humanity. But just one day after Devi Parashakti's revelation, the iceberg broke off of Antarctica, and immediately we saw how Devi Parashakti's revelations immediately manifested. This is by no chance a coincidence. And as we know, even under the most modest scenario, scientists expect the level of rise to affect Earth's coastlines significantly in the coming centuries. So as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and as Devi revealed, it will have very serious effects on humanity. The cascading effects of climate change will be felt by the world over. And as we've already seen how Devi's revelations have manifested, we should not take this lightly. And sea levels, since the 1880s, in some ocean basins, sea levels have risen as much as 6 to 8 inches, that's 15 to 20 centimeters, and since the start of the satellite record in 1993. And sea levels are predicted to continue to rise up to 1 to 8 feet by 2100. So we're seeing multiple research articles stating the same thing, that we will see a drastic rise in sea levels, and we've already experienced this with the breaking of the ice shelf in Antarctica. In the United States alone, about 40% of the population is in relatively high population density coastal areas. And globally, 8 of the world's 10 largest cities are near a coast, according to the UN Atlas of the Ocean. So if we do see sea levels rising as is predicted, and as we already know, Devi has revealed will happen, it will very seriously affect many of the much of the Earth's population, and 40% of the US population alone will see the direct effects of the sea levels rising. The rest of the country will also effects of sea levels rising indirectly, though. And as we know, the effects of sea levels rising will not just affect the coastal lines, but the more inland locations will also be affected. Higher background water levels means that deadly and destructive storm surges, such as those associated with Hurricane Katrina, Superstorm Sandy, and Hurricane Michael, push farther inland than they once ever did. And the higher sea level also means more frequent high tide flooding, sometimes called nuisance flooding. So it is not just if you are living directly next to the ocean, you may experience more destructive storms due to the sea level rising, and nuisance flooding has also already increased between 300 to 900% over the last 50 years, and we will continue to see that rising as the sea levels rise. So, as we know, global warming is the primary cause for the global mean sea level rise. And this happens in 2 ways. The first is that glaciers and ice sheets worldwide are melting and adding water to the ocean. The second is the volume of the ocean is expanding as the water warms up. And a third, but much smaller contributor, is that the decline of the amount of liquid water on land, so aquifers, lakes, reservoirs, rivers, and soil moisture, which are land water, are shifting to the ocean. So the shift of the liquid water from land to ocean is largely due to groundwater pumping. And so we can see exactly what we mean when we say glaciers are melting. In 1917, we can see the Pedersen Glacier in the photo on the left, and on the photo on the right, you can see 2005. In less than 100 years, nearly the entire glacier is melted, and you can see literally grass is growing there. So the very drastic effects that we've seen of climate change are within one lifetime itself. And the pace of global sea level rise more than doubled from 1.4 millimeter per year throughout most of the 20th century to 3.666 millimeters per year from 2006 to 2015. So in the 20th century, the sea level rise was relatively stable, which is at 1.4 millimeters. But within a 9-year range, it doubled to 3.6 millimeters per year. And this will have very drastic effect on how we live as a humanity as a whole. And the Greenland ice loss has increased drastically over the last several decades. In between 1992 and 2001, it was around 34 billion tons per year, and between 2012 and 2016, it had increased to 247 billion tons per year. That's like more than eight times as much as it was in 1992, between 1992 and 2001. So we are drastically seeing the effects of the climate change crisis and of our human activity across the globe. And as Devi Parashakti revealed, we will continue to see the cascading effects of the global climate change crisis, and we will continue to see the cascading effects of the sea level rising. And on August 2021, the UN published a code red warning of worsening global warming and rising sea levels. So in May of 2021, Devi revealed that we will very seriously experience the effects of the global climate change crisis and sea levels rising. And in August of 2021, the UN published a code red warning the exact same warning 2 months after what Devi revealed. And fortunately for all of us, we were already informed by Devi Parashakti herself of what was to come. And in that article, it stated that some harm from climate change, the dwindling ice sheets, the rising sea levels, and the changes in the ocean as they lose oxygen and become more acidic is irreversible for centuries to millennia. And the world is locked into about 15 to 30 centimeters, that's 6 to 12 inches of sea level rise by mid-century. So we already know that, as Devi revealed, the sea levels will continue to rise and will affect humanity as a whole. And unfortunately, some of this is irreversible and completely unavoidable as per current research today. And even if we significantly curb emissions, as we saw in the earlier graph, in the coming decades, more than a third of the world's remaining glaciers will melt before the year 2100, which, as we know, is one of the primary reasons for sea level rising and one of the primary effects of global warming. So when it comes to sea ice, 95% of the oldest and thickest ice in the Arctic is already gone. And we will continue to see this dwindling in the coming years. Just as Devi revealed, it will drastically affect us and will have a very real world effect on all of our lives. And unfortunately, no place in this world will be safe except Kailasa. And as Devi revealed, we will see the cascading effect of the sea level. After Devi's revelations, we saw floods across the globe, and more than 150 people are still missing in the German floods, and unfortunately are unlikely to be found. And in science, it was reported that Europe's deadly floods leave even scientists stunned. And the climate change crisis made deadly German floods up to 9 times more likely. And it is not just in Europe, but we've seen flooding across the globe. We know in Maharashtra there was flooding recently. Even in China, there was recent flooding. And this is, as we know, the cascading effect of the sea levels rising. Just as Devi revealed, we will continue to see all of these natural disasters, unfortunately, affecting humanity. And unfortunately, there is, as per modern science, no way to reverse the effects, the damage that has already been done due to the climate change crisis and due to the effects of global warming, which has been caused by our human activity, as we know. And the only person, the only being who has revealed any solution for actually healing Mother Earth is the Supreme Consciousness through the non-violence, through relating with Mother Earth through non-violence and actually healing Mother Earth. And by having that oneness experience, only then we will see that Mother Earth will respond to us and will be able to be healed from all of the damage that we as a humanity have already done to her. Let us understand from the Supreme Consciousness how Mother Earth actually responds to us when we are in tune with her.
The human beings have become so distanced from the real life, are ready to explore things. We become so far away from, at least I can tell you from my experience, village boy. When I was 5 or 6, I opened all the alarm clocks in my house and I'll set it back, put it back. I don't see all that in the modern day kids. It's all about that stupid cell phone. Involvement with the reality has drastically reduced. Our whole life is nothing but the screen. Whether your love, your relationships, even your sex, everything is limited to that screen. Am I right? Almost. No, almost. Everything has been reduced to that screen. Involvement with the reality has drastically come down. It is so unfortunate, especially the food, the plastic food dumped into your system. See, all the things which you eat, none of them have life. They are all not grown from life. My guru used to tell, please walk without chappal or covering your feet. Whatever grows in that land, eat, because Mother Earth records when you walk without shoes what all the ingredients are missing in your body. She records what you need for your body. nutrients or vitamins, whatever. Whatever is missing in your body, she produces in that food which grows in that land. And eat that and live. It is too mind-boggling concept. I tell you, only after I started doing it, I realized you don't need any external medicine if you know to live with the nature. Mother Earth, Bhumata, walk on the earth without shoes. In that land, what grows will supply exactly what you need for your body. Looks too difficult to believe. But after I started, your body does not need any other medicine, anything else. Actually, maybe 2 years before, due to these continuous classes, day and night, and in the night time, the web-based programs for the outside India, all these, my whole eating habits have gone chaos, and no question of rest. It became like a too much on the system. So I had some stomach issues. I remembered my guru telling this, walk on the earth and what grows eat. So I started walking without chappal for a few days. Suddenly I saw in my courtyard a new plant coming up. No seed, nothing, just coming up. I was wondering what is going on. How come suddenly, between the rocks, new plant coming up. And one of the devotee Ayurvedic doctor, he said, Swamiji, if you can get this plant and add it in your food, your stomach will be completely healed. I said, where to get? When he walked into the courtyard, he said, this is the plant. This is the plant. And throughout the campus we searched, we did not find another one. Nobody knows from where the seed has come, from where the plant has come. Understand, it is not that just for me miraculously nature is doing. It is the nature's life. I was ready to play with it, so she showed the miracles to me. Anybody willing to play with her, she shows her miracles to you. Nature is miraculous. If we are ready to play, she shows it. She demonstrates her love, her care. If we go back to the food with life, our life also will start more interacting, more alive, more vibrant, more overflowing.
And as the Supreme Concept of Hinduism reveals, when you are in tune with nature, nature will respond to you. Unfortunately, we have lost that connection with Mother Nature and lost that non-violent attitude towards nature. So, as we know, non-violence is the grand narrative of Hinduism. So let us understand what that exactly means and what the supreme concept of Hinduism has revealed about non-violence.
We often believe that exacting revenge is a form of emotional release and that getting retribution will help us feel better. Especially this modern day cinema, entertainment industry, cult brainwashes you. The act of revenge as a way of gaining closure after a wrong is done. No! I tell you the truth. Revenge has the opposite effect. Revenge is like a korangu sorinjikra mari. Ari padangadu. They say that monkey feeling itching and scratching itself is never going to settle down. Till that monkey dies, it will not settle down because it will create a wound and it will not keep quiet with that wound. That same wound it will scratch more and more and it will be more infection. Finally the monkey will die. Orangu sorinjikittadum nama violence la vidaradum onnu. Understand? Mass media, cult, entertainment industry, TV and cinema, cult is brainwashing you, telling that revenge is heroism, violence is heroism. No, it is not. Non-violence is heroism. I tell you, in every level, non-violence as a strategy. Because you see, non-violence makes you realize more and more oneness. It strengthens the oneness. Oneness strengthens the non-violence and non-violence strengthens the oneness. You need to understand the context. Only then you will understand how this non-violence can be a successful strategy. If you miss one or two components and do it out of wrong context, it will become a mess. It will become a laziness and non-involvement. Laziness and non-involvement is not non-violence. Don't use non-violence brand and tag to justify your non-involvement and laziness. No. That's what Arjuna was trying to do in the Arjuna Vishada Yoga. He was telling Krishna, oh, why should I kill people? Why should I kill people? Let me go away and become a sannyasi. This fellow, when he went to do tapas in the forest also, he got married to a girl. Every time this fellow goes for tapas, whether he brings boons or not, he brings girls. Alright, no disrespect to Arjuna, he is incarnation of Nara and Narayana. So no disrespect to Arjuna. Non-violence should not be misconstrued or should not be used to portray your non-involvement and laziness, tiredness and boredom. Hinduism is actively enriched. World will become great place. Not only we are a non-violent tradition, we believe in consciousness. We have the science of consciousness, raising the quality of the humanity. We believe in it, we spread it, we live it. We be, live, believe. Let us all understand non-violence need to be actively lived, be lived, believed and actively enriched. Actively enriched. All I wanted all of you to know what Hindus miss, Sri Kailasa should do. Do Tyaga, to tell the world actively, enrich the world actively about Hinduism. Ahimsa paramo dharmaha. Ahimsa is the highest value as per Hinduism. Ahimsa paramo dharmaha. That is the grand narrative of Hinduism. Non-violence is the grand narrative of Hinduism. We need to tell that grand narrative to the whole world. Actively. Actively we need to tell that grand narrative to the whole world. Ahimsa paramo dharmaha. Tyaga. Non-violence. Unclutching. All these are not inactive, tamasic, inertia, lazy, tired, bored, withdrawn lifestyle. Non-violence means not only you will be non-violent, ahimsa, established in ahimsa, you will actively practice ahimsa and enrich everyone to live ahimsa. You will create an ecosystem where ahimsa can be practiced with integrity. Understand? All the infrastructures needed to keep the non-violence ahimsa alive. Media is the non-violent way of reaching out to people and telling the real truths and facts. Like media, education mechanisms, everything should be actively filled with the truths, ideas about non-violence, yaga, spiritual strength, powerful cognitions, all these great truths. Listen. Again and again and again, many are trying to harass me through the social media and all other way, saying that, oh, you are teaching constantly non-violence, ahimsa, peace. Don't you see you are making Hindus weaker and weaker? Understand? If Hindus listen to what I am saying sincerely, they will understand I am trying to make them really stronger. Understand? Strength is intelligent way of existing.
Has revealed underlying doctrine of Hinduism. It is the grand narrative of Hinduism, and it is why for thousands of years Hindus have been able to live in harmony with nature. It is because of this non-violent doctrine, and the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is reviving that through Kailasa and the Kailasa Uniting Nations. So you can learn more about the work the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been doing in order to heal Mother Nature, to give people the right cognition about relating to Mother Nature, and to ultimately give that conscious breakthrough to humanity and to heal Bhumaka. So you can visit kailasa.org and learn more about what the activities of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and Kailasa Uniting Nations. And you can also sign up to become an e-citizen of Kailasa and avail all of the benefits of becoming e-Kailasian and ensure that you are constantly staying connected with us on the various social media platforms, like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and much more, to learn more about the various activities that Kailasa and Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism have been doing in order to heal Mother Nature and to diminish the effects of global warming. So with this, we will be concluding this portion of the program, and we'll be entering into the next segment, which is the offering segment, where we will learn some of the ways that we can connect with Devi Parashakti much more deeply. Devi has been continuously manifesting in our lives over the last several months, just for the sake of healing us, guiding us, blessing us, and granting all of our boons. So whatever it is that you would like to happen in your life, you can stay tuned for this next segment and understand how you can connect with Devi Parashakti much more deeply. Today, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is again manifesting Devi Parashakti at 8 p.m. IST after a beautiful Diksha from Sundareshwara. Now we will be having Devi, the Cosmic Mother herself, gracing us and blessing us. So you can stay tuned for this segment and understand how you can receive much more deeply the blessings and guidance of Devi Parashakti. We'll be right back after a very quick break and enter into
காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினிவில் உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எலா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி.
ஓம் 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 ஓம். காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குள்ளி குண்டலினிவில் உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எலா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி.
Nithyananda. Welcome back, dear viewers. So let us enter into this next segment and understand exactly who Devi is and how we can connect with her much more deeply. So Devi Parashakti is the completion of both the masculine and feminine consciousness. And both consciousness have to be expressed equally by every human being in order to experience enlightenment. And until enlightenment, only the one dimension expresses to every being. And only when the feminine dimension opens up will we be able to experience enlightenment. So for every being, we have to first complete with 5 dimensions in order to achieve enlightenment. First, with the Pitrus, the ancestors. And the second, with the Kula Devatas, the family deities. And third, with our parents, who we have their physical DNA from. And fourth, with Mother Nature. And ultimately, with Guru, who will be giving us the experience of enlightenment itself. So, as we know, incompletions are light, negative, and adharmic cognition. And in these 5 dimensions, they lead to misconstrued karana and karya, the cause and the effect. So that further leads to suffering and pain and calamities in individual and personal, as well as collective and global levels. So being sensitive is being aware in gratitude to life for everything that we have from life, whether it's the air that we breathe, the place that we're sitting, the energy that we feel that we exist, and the energy to celebrate our existence. It is only when we become sensitive to life do we experience the gratitude for every dimension in our lives. There are 43 energies which constitute our human body. When all 43 are integrated to Dharma, one becomes enlightened. And Dharma is the cosmic motherly completion and sensitivity from the level of the Panchabhuta. It is this that is the core principle of the cosmos. Awakening the sacred feminine is the key to experience enlightenment. When awakened, man expresses the sacred feminine consciousness. He becomes a great revered leader. When awakened, woman expresses the sacred feminine consciousness. She becomes Devi, the cosmic mother herself, expressing all of the powers. Let us understand that conscious sovereignty, what the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been continuously revealing about, is the key to awaken the sacred feminine consciousness. Out of millions of paths, the most easiest, most sweetest, most beautiful path to enlightenment is connecting with the cosmos as mother, Devi Parashakti, the cosmic feminine consciousness. And when you have your own beloved Guru expressing the cosmic mother, Devi Parashakti herself, it becomes just that much more sweet. Devi Parashakti is the one who expresses as Guru all the gods and all the manifestations of the universe. She can straight away deliver enlightenment by connecting to the cosmic umbilical cord. An offering is not to benefit the divine, but to close the gap between us and the divine. When we achieve completion with the Divine Mother, her infinite powers, with her sweet grace, starts nourishing all the dimensions of our lives through the cosmic umbilical cord. And there's nothing too small or too big that we can offer to connect with the Divine Mother. It has to be from that space of a sweet child looking at her mother and offering her something out of her deep love. Whatever that child has to share with her out of her deep love and gratitude will be everything for the mother. It can be a cup of milk, or a flower. It can be a precious jewel to adorn her smiling face or her beautiful hair. And the Vedic rishis have clearly stated that the technique to connect with the sacred feminine consciousness, to awaken the same qualities in us. So one can connect with Paramashiva through oneness, but with the divine cosmic mother, Devi Parashakti, it is only by worshipping her feet with true devotion. Mother worship is the most non-violent, most peace-centered, most healing and soothing, sweetest path to enlightenment among all the traditions on planet Earth. Worshipping includes contemplating, meditating, and offering the mantras and oblations at her feet. We can continue the next. So why should we connect with Devi Parashakti, the cosmic mother herself? Why the divine feminine? Because she is the ultimate. She has the ability to make us experience the ultimate. And when you have your own guru, the Supreme Pontiff Hinduism, expressing the divine feminine consciousness, Devi Parashakti, you will have the ultimate experience, the most sweetest connection with the cosmic mother herself. And the Pramana for Devi Parashakti from the Rig Veda states that I walk as the 11 Rudras, I walk as the Vasus, I walk as Vishnu and the other Adityas and all the divine forms, the Vishvadevas, assuming the form of the inner self of all the gods, holds aloft Mitra and Varuna, even as Indra and Agni I do, and the Ashwini twins too. This is from the Rig Veda. Ekadasha Rudras, Maharudra, Ashtavasus, Dvadasha Adityas, Vishva Devatas, all of them are my retinue. I move around in my various forms with them as my retinue. I protect all of them, including Mitra, Varuna, Indra, Agni, and the Ashwini Devatas. Devi declares herself as the inner self of all the gods, the divine energies. She is all pervading and all permeating. So when we are able to connect with Devi Parashakti and have that sweet, loving connection as a child relating to her mother, we will be able to experience all of the benefits, the blessing of Devi Parashakti in all dimensions of our lives. So by offering this, when any of these various offerings to Devi Parashakti, your cosmic mother, you will be able to experience her much more deeply in every aspect of your life. So the first offering is the E-Hundi offering, which is any amount that you would like. You can offer as a general donation. And this is something that we're all very familiar with. Whenever we go to any temple, we will always offer a few dollars in the hundi, just to, out of our gratitude, out of our love, just to say thank you to the divine for happening in our lives. Just the same, we have now brought this online to give you this same experience online, to be able to offer your devotion just the same online. And as we get ready for Devi Parashakti herself manifesting today at 8 p.m., we can make any general donation that we would like to the E-Hundi offering. And it is stated that Devi is fond of true devotion and is realized through true devotion. She can be won over through true devotion. She removes all fears. And if there is any fear in our minds, it is Devi who is sure to remove that fear. It is stated that Devi likes to be worshipped in autumn. And here it is not meant as autumn, the season, but the autumn of our lives, when our thoughts turn more and more inward, and the role of the divine becomes much more prominent in our lives, and the need for Devi worship becomes much stronger. And it's stated that Devi is the one who bestows happiness on all of her devotees. So you can offer your gratitude, your devotion, your love, Devi Parashakti today, when she manifests through the Nijavatara of the Supreme Concept of Hinduism at 8 p.m. IST. And you can experience the divine energy of Devi Parashakti herself, removing all of the fears in your life and bestowing all auspiciousness upon you. The next offering is the Sankalpa chanting. And as we know in Hinduism, we always offer a Sankalpa, a conscious resolution whenever we are deciding to manifest something in our lives, when we're starting a new endeavor in our lives. We want to ensure that we start with the right conscious resolution. When we offer our Sankalpa, our conscious resolution, at the feet of Devi Parashakti, manifesting through your very own Guru, you will be blessed with all of the energy, infused with all of the energy of the Cosmic Mother herself to manifest your conscious resolution in your life. And it is stated in Saundarya Lahari that let the mantras I chant with the sacrifice in my soul become the chanting of your name. Let all my movements become auspicious mudras. Let my travel become perambulations around thee. Let the act of eating and drinking become fire offerings, oblations in homas and yajnas to thee. Let my act of sleeping become salutations to you. Let all actions of pleasure of mine become part of your worship. So when you offer this sankalpa at the feet of Devi Parashakti, you will receive all blessings, both asked and unasked, remembered and forgotten. All the wishes that you have in your life will manifest by the grace of Parashakti herself. The next offering that you have the opportunity to make is the Devi Sahasranama Swarnakasu, which is the offering of the gold coin inscribed with the various names of Devi Parashakti. And when you offer this, each of these various names of Devi Parashakti are her various aspects, her various qualities, whether it is her overflowing compassion or her ability to give knowledge or her sweet, beautiful face. Whatever it is, all of these divine qualities are the various aspects of Devi Parashakti that you will be blessed with when you offer this Sahasranama Swarnakasu. You will manifest and awaken all of the Ananta Kalyana Gunas, the multiple divine qualities of Devi Parashakti in your life. The next offering is the Mukta Anguti, which is the nose ring that you can offer to Devi Parashakti. And it's stated that let the goddess who brings good fortune, who is praised by the gods, who is served by Devendra, who is praised by the Devas, troubled by the Asuras, who is praised and remembered as devotion to her solves all, who is the source of all good in the world. Let that goddess destroy all obstacles. So when you offer this Mukta Anguti out of your love, out of your devotion, just remembering Devi Parashakti and all the goodness that she has brought to your life, you will be blessed with protection from all dangers and all fears in your life. All of your obstacles will be destroyed just by the remembrance of Devi Parashakti and the offering of this Mukta Amruti. The next offering is the Svarna Padma Pushpa, which is the golden lotus. And it is stated that Devi, who bestows accomplishments and intellect, who showers worldly prosperity, Devi who powers the subtle mantra of the cosmos, I bow to you, O Devi Mahalakshmi. So it is Devi who bestows all of worldly prosperity upon us and blesses us with all of the accomplishments and intellect that we need in our lives. So when you offer this Varna Padma Pushpa, you will receive the blessing to relationships in both your personal life and in all business dimensions. The next offering is the Svarna Metti, the gold toe ring. So it is stated about Devi Parashakti in the Saundarya Lahari. Lord Brahma, the creator of your, selects a dust from your divine feet and creates this entire world. The great Adishesha, with his thousands of heads, somehow carries the dust of your feet with great effort. And the great Lord Rudra takes it and powders it nice and uses it as the holy ash. So you can see just the dust from Devi Parashakti's feet is enough to create the entire universe. And when you offer this Svarnamati at the feet of Devi Parashakti, you will receive all of the blessings and auspiciousness upon your life. When you offer this Varnamati, the blessing for life of leadership qualities, and you will receive by offering this Varnamati at the divine lotus feet of Devi Parashakti. Even by worshipping a tiny grain of dust from her feet, you will achieve everything that you want in your life. And this Meti is the gold toe ring, which you will be able to offer to adorn the divine lotus feet of Devi Parashakti herself. The next offering is the Mantika, the gold hairline jewelry. And it is stated that Devi Parashakti, she who makes the nectar flow from the Sahasrara, the ground center, to the Anya, the third eye, and permeates all our 72,000 nadis, all the energy centers, to give us the ultimate experience of the cosmos. So when you offer this Mantika, the gold hairline jewelry, you will be blessed with the overflowing energy from your Sahasrara to all of your energy centers, your 72,000 energy centers, to experience that high state of bliss, to be blessed with the experience of an enlightened lifestyle. And the next offering is the Pratiksha Pada Puja, which is the most favorite offering of all of the devotees and disciples of this Supreme Quantum Buddhism. It is the most intimate and beautiful offering that you can make. And Adi Shankaracharya has stated, my repute has traveled in all directions through my philanthropy and prowess, and all things of this world are in my hands as the Lord's herb. Yet if one's mind is not centered upon the lotus feet of the Guru, then what then? What then? What then? And it is Adi Shankaracharya who has continuously revealed that only the lotus feet of the Guru can give us fulfillment in all the dimensions of our lives. We might have everything, we might have achieved everything in our lives, but only when we worship the divine lotus feet of the Guru will we experience the fulfillment in our lives. So when you offer this Pratiksha Pada Puja, you will be blessed with the auspiciousness of offering the Pada Puja to both Devi Parashakti and manifesting through your very own Guru, the Supreme Concept of Hinduism himself. And Devi is Guru of the entire cosmos, the divine feminine consciousness, the one who is beyond the idea of male and female. So you will receive all of the auspicious blessings in your life and experience the most sweetest path to enlightenment by offering the Pratyaksha Pada Puja. The next offering is the Vastra Seva, which is offering of the cloth to Devi Parashakti. And this is another beautiful, intimate offering that you can make to your divine cosmic mother, through manifesting through your very own Guru. And when you offer this, you will receive the complete protection of Devi Parashakti and the Supreme Concept of Hinduism, and experience the most sweetest path to enlightenment. And so here you have all of the various offerings listed out for you. The Ihundi, or the Sankalpa chanting, which is a very simple offering. And you can also offer the Sahasra Nama Svarna Kastu, the Mukta Anguti, the Svarna Padma Pushpa, the golden lotus, the Svarna Meti, the golden toe ring, the Mantika, the gold hairline jewelry, or the Pratyaksha Pada Puja or Vastra Seva, when to Devi Parashakti, manifesting through the Nijavatara of the Supreme Concept of Hinduism. So let us go through and understand how to make any of these offerings. So you can visit this link here, the gateway.nithyanandeshwarahindutemples.org, and you can navigate to the offerings page, which we will see in the next page. So this is what you will see when you go to make your offering. So you can select any offering that you would like, and it is a simple drop-down menu available to you. So you can see all the various offerings, and you can choose whichever one you would like. Say you would like to offer the Vastra Seva to Devi Parashakti, you can go ahead and choose that. And you can choose as many as you would like. If you would like to offer one for yourself and one for your daughter, you can choose two and enter that into your cart. You can just proceed to checkout. And this is a very simple process, just as you would for any payment. You can just make this payment online, just as you would for anything else that you would purchase online. And once this is done, you can go to fill out your Sankalpa form, which is tiny.cc/Sankalpa2021. And you can fill out your names and the names of all your loved ones. And once this is done, you will complete your offering. And then you can also register to or become an e-Kailashin by joining us on the Facebook or on the YouTube channel. You can go to Kailasa's HDH Nithyananda page and click join. It is a very simple process. So you can just go ahead and click join. And then you can choose whichever level that you would like to become an e-Kailashin, whether you want to become a bronze level, silver, gold, platinum, or premium level. It is up to you. And each of these will have various benefits. And when you become an e-Kailashin, you have the opportunity to offer, to directly chat in the YouTube comments and ask your questions directly in the YouTube comments to Devi Parashakti herself. And today, Devi Parashakti will be manifesting again at 8 p.m. So you can go ahead and join the channel, become an e-Kailashin, and ask your questions directly to Devi Parashakti, and she herself will be seeing all of your questions in the YouTube comments. And this is a very simple process to become a member of Kailasa. You can just select whether you want to register through your credit card, debit card, or through PayPal. And once you go ahead and do that, you can go ahead and click buy. And then once that is done, you can you will become an e-Kailashian, and you will receive all of the benefits of being an e-Kailashian. And today, again, Devi Parashakti will be manifesting at 8 p.m. So if you want to just offer a simple donation through the YouTube super chat and super sticker option, you can go ahead and do that. Yes. So if you would like to offer something through the YouTube super chat and super sticker option, you can go ahead and do that. We can go to the YouTube channel now itself and see how to do that. If I could request the volunteer to go to the YouTube channel. So as we wait, it's a very simple process. You can go ahead when you are asking your questions to Devi Parashakti. You can also offer your love, your devotion through a very simple offering through the YouTube super chat and YouTube super sticker option. And you can choose how much ever you would like. There are various options. If I could request the volunteer to project the YouTube channel and how to make this offering. So it's a very simple process. You can just go ahead and go to YouTube and go to when you go to the comment section, you can choose super chat or super sticker, and you can choose how much ever you would like to offer to your Divine Mother, as she will be manifesting today through the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself. So with this, we will be concluding this portion of the segment, and we will continue to prepare to receive Devi Parashakti through the next segment. We will understand some of the various activities that are going on at Adi Kailasa Satyapita. And as we know, Devi Parashakti has been continuously warning us and telling us to stay alive, stay protected this year, and ensure that we are protecting our lives during this pandemic, during this pralaya. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has made this so easy for us by opening up all of the Kailasas in India for multi-layer quarantine. So the Kailasas in India are open and available for you to have the multi-layer quarantine. So you can sign up at kailasa.org/Kailasa Care for this. So, and stay tuned for the next segment, and you can understand all of the various activities that are going on in Adi Kailasa Satyapita. So we'll be right back after a very quick break.
காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினிவில் உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எல்லா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி.
காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினிவில் உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எல்லா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி.
ஓம் 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 ஓம். காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினிவில் உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எல்லா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி.
ஓம் 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 ஓம். காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினிவில் உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எல்லா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி.
ஓம் 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 ஓம். காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினி உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எல்லா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி. ஓம்
Nithyanandam, and welcome to today's segment on the multi-layer quarantine COVID care protection centers at the de facto spiritual embassies of Kailasa. Let's first understand one of the important looming challenges on the world brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic. Amongst the various other physical ailments, mental ailments, stress, trauma, practically destruction of the whole functioning of any civil society, a very fundamental problem created by COVID-19 is the hunger catastrophe that it has created in many, many countries, including India. The pandemic has led to increase in the global food insecurity, affecting vulnerable households in almost every country. It has exacerbated existing inequalities, pushing millions of people into the vicious cycles of economic stagnation, loss of livelihood, and worsening food insecurity. One can see here the statistics where the World Bank estimates that 71 million people will be pushed into extreme poverty across the globe as a result of the pandemic. One can see here the projected figures right from the low slope increase in expected poverty. Now the numbers, the projections have become much higher numbers and at a faster rate, more accelerated rate, as the World Food Program estimates that an additional 130 million people could fall into the category of food insecure over and above the 820 million who were classified as such by the 2019 State of Food Insecurity in the World Report. So one can see here almost going to touch 1 billion, when actually one of the primary sustainable development goals as per the United Nations was zero hunger. The hunger in plain sight, COVID-19 worsens the plight of food insecurity. More than 50 million people have experienced food insecurity during the pandemic, up from 35 million in 2019, according to the Feeding America nonprofit, the nation's largest domestic hunger relief organization. Across the world in various countries, the same challenge continues to be faced. Child malnutrition and hunger skyrocket in Haiti as COVID-19 infections spike. At least 86,000 children are at risk of developing severe acute child malnutrition this year in Haiti, according to sources connected to the United Nations Children's Fund. The number of children projected to suffer from starvation this year has doubled as the impoverished nation continues to grapple with extraordinary political and social crisis exacerbated by the pandemic. So one can see here across the spectrum, various countries across all continents facing this challenge of COVID-19 worsening the already existing poverty situation in various countries worldwide. And one can see that as per various reports, refugees are actually paying the highest price in this COVID-19 pandemic. Vulnerable groups, such as refugees, are paying the highest price in the COVID-19 pandemic. We are seeing alarming trends that show many refugees around the world unable to pay for food or rent and are struggling to access healthcare and education. Price hikes in local markets and further displacement caused by campfires have pushed many families further into food insecurity. During April and May, around 30,000 refugees in the Cox's Bazar camps raised questions and concerns, with 63% seeking services, including urgent food relief and shelter. Just over one-third, that is 37%, requested health or medical care. The famine risk spikes conflict, COVID-19, and funds. This is as per the WFP, which says the number of people literally teetering on the brink of famine has risen from 34 million projected at the beginning of the year to 41 million projected as of June. Without immediate emergency food assistance, they too face starvation, as the slightest shock will push them over the cliff into famine conditions. The World Bank releases the report on growing food insecurity. The World Bank, as recent as June of this year, released an analysis of the rising food insecurity rates in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. The report, released on May 20th, 2021, stated that COVID-19 impacts have led to severe and widespread increases in global food insecurity, affecting vulnerable households in almost every country, with impacts expected to continue through 2021 and into 2022. It also states that global food prices increased significantly by 38% since January of 2020. The World Economic Forum has some really alarming stock statistics of the situation of 155 in crisis of varying severity. 1,33,000 people in just South Sudan and Yemen are most at risk. 10 countries account for two-thirds of those facing acute hunger. The resilience of agri-food systems is being eroded by conflict, insecurity, and environmental trends. The developmental, economical, social, and medical impacts of malnutrition and famine have a critical impact on the individual, familial, community, national, ultimately on the global level. With the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic triggering an alarming spike in food insecurity, the United Nations have given warnings of famines of biblical proportions. In 2020 alone, 690 million people were estimated to be pushed into food insecurity. The access and availability to organic food has become of utmost importance. the importance of agriculture in the economy and the impacts of from COVID-19, one really needs to understand the COVID-19 induced lockdown in India was a huge economic shock. It stalled the economy with complete closure imposed on enterprises across all sectors. Even though agricultural activities were exempted, in the initial phases of the lockdown, the agriculture value chain also faced large-scale disruptions. This had a serious detrimental effect on the rural Indian economy. The coronavirus pandemic has also triggered a massive reverse migration from the urban to rural areas in large parts of the country. One can see as the farm sector is the worst hit, the farmers literally staring at their losses due to various reasons, including the lockdown, the supply chain breakdown, and the physical threat by the pandemic itself, the risk to their lives, to their families, to their immediate society, everything hitting at the same time, and that resulting in a very, very bleak picture as far as agriculture goes, which even today is the most predominant source of employment for Indians across the country. Having understood what implications the COVID-19 pandemic is having for various countries in terms of fundamentals like having basic food security, we will now be looking into what Kailasa, the revival of the ancient Hindu enlightened civilizational nation, has to offer in terms of countering all these challenges. Also looking at what could have been done and what should be done to prevent this kind of situation resulting from fundamentally from an abuse of nature, economic principles, and everything that is pro-life. How that will ensure that this kind of a pandemic does not again strike humanity, we'll be looking to in the coming segment. Meanwhile, we'll take a few minutes to register ourselves at the COVID Care Protection Center, which is provided at all de facto spiritual embassies of Kailasa across India. So if you would like to join the COVID Care Protection Center to ensure the safety of your life and practically immunity from this COVID-19 pandemic's various deleterious effects, you can register now at https://g/Kailasa Care. So let's take a few minutes now, register ourselves at this link. and how the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, what are the basics of Hinduism and the food policy? As the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam has revealed, let us understand that to really see how this pandemic could have been avoided, how we can handle this challenge now. Bhagwan says, what you eat contributes to what you think. What you think contributes to what you cognize. What you cognize contributes to who you are. So what you eat directly affects who you are, and that is why I'm making this statement. You become what you eat. What is in your plate matters because that is going to become you. Violence-based food derived from killing animals and life-negative, chemical-based toxic food both harm the system equally. Organic vegetarian food, not just for health, it gives you an inner space, physical system, and physiological flow to develop the highest psychology. To develop the highest psychology, not only your physical system, even your physiological flow needs to cooperate. Your brain is constructed for all these higher things. When you don't explore the higher things, you are bound to feed the lower things and keep your brain engaged for survival. If you don't explore the higher dimensions of consciousness, you will force yourself into the drugs and try to explore the hallucination, imagination, illusory dimensions of the universe. Vegetarianism as a lifestyle, hence, is practically mandatory. The human body is designed naturally for vegetarian food. The inner mechanisms like feeling, thinking, words, everything is designed to function with vegetarian food. It is like having a generator which can handle only 220 volts electricity, or a UPS which can handle only 220 volts, but it is given 20,000 volts. What will happen? It will get fused. The food without anxiety, fear, depression, biomemories, if they are consumed by a person, the energy with which they think, the energy with which they utter words, the energy with which they act, the energy with which they feel, everything will be aligned to the natural source of energy. It will be aligned to nature, which is the inner potential energy. Now that is the basis, the understanding of the truths of life and how that gets implemented in all the de facto spiritual embassies of Kailasa worldwide through the form of Kailasas, Annalayas, which provide free, organic, vegetarian, sattvic meal for all with the singular motive of eliminating hunger from the face of this planet. How that is done, let us see now. And now, first let's understand the Hindu food policy as revealed by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam.